Abanawa, Shabashimayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahawa, Malakwatka, Taba'a Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashimayim, Nathan Lanawa, Lakam, Kal Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Kawabwat Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kawabwati Nawa, Wala'a, Tabaya Nawa, Banasaya 1. Abo, Hawishai Nawa, Mayan, Rai Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha Allah, Waha Tafa'aras, La'aiwalamium, Aman.
After this manner therefore pray ye, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen.
First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and great glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Akakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and salutations to the elect pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth in truth and in sincerity.
My name is John Paul Kane. I am a school teacher currently teaching kindergarten. Oh, I'm also a drag performer named Facelift. So Drag Queen Story Time, it's just a wonderful time for me to be able to bring my love of working with kids with my performance. I've always been very sort of creative and dramatic. I don't know, there's just something that's kind of magical in the transformation. I know I'm still me. Ultimately, my kids, they influence a lot of the style of how Faye has evolved over the last 10 years. The music that I choose, the sort of brightness to the colors of the costumes I wear. So if anything, the kids have inspired her more than I would say anything else. When you think about it, really, bringing drag performers together with little kids is kind of a perfect relationship. And it's kind of like drag performers are clowns, right? Like they really sort of, they play things up, they're over the top, they're like a cartoon come to life. Welcome to Faye and Fluffy's story time. Reading is fundamental. I'm hoping what the kids get out of coming to Storytime is an opportunity to see that things that are different aren't scary, that things that are different are amazing. That's kind of what is so incredible about the reading, is that you get families from all sort of backgrounds and experiences and relationships and gender identities and everything. And to see that diversity in people is what needs to be celebrated. And the more that we're exposed to that, the more comfortable we become with each other. The grassroots aspect of what this is that you're giving these little morsels of stuff to these kids who are really honestly some of the most powerful teachers that are out there in the world. So I'm hoping that it's like, you know, dropping a stone in the pond and then it just ripples out.
And then you just move your bum up and down like that, and that's twerking. What you need to do is you just stand with your feet sort of shoulder width apart, like so. Okay, and I'll show you at the side so you get a better view. There we go. And you crouch down into this sort of position here, so your bum's sticking out. Hope you're taking this all in. And then you just move your bum up and down like that, and that's twerking.
There we are in the place of
This is Drag Queen Story Hour. It's your classic children's reading program with a twist. The day's literary leader is a larger-than-life drag queen.
But to actually get them involved in drag is extremely, extremely irresponsible on your part. And I understand you might want to look like you're with it, that you're cool, that you're woke.
I know it's in there right there.
I like reading joke books too. I like reading my friends. You know, some of them are here.
This is and tango makes 3. Woo! Children love to play there. It has a toy boat pond where they can sail their boats. It has a carousel to ride on in the summer and an ice rink to skate on in the winter.
No, Boo Stink Bug. Boy bunnies cannot marry boy bunnies. The animals all got together and said, you are not in charge. So Wesley and I got married.
If you're happy and you know it, and your face will really show it. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, say hooray. Hooray!
And honestly, you're not doing the gay community any favors. In fact, you're hurting us, okay? We have already had a reputation of being pedophiles and being perverts and deviants. We don't need you to bring your children around.
But then the library revealed this man, Albert Garza, a registered sex offender, was among those participating. He served time for aggravated sexual assault of an 8-year-old in 2008.
Most of all, Michael likes to twerk. Now, does anybody in this room know how to twerk? Okay, well, it's quite important to the story, so I will just give you a very quick demonstration.
Talk show host Glenn Beck has said that America is on its way to normalizing pedophilia based on the way transgender rights have changed in the country's culture.
I guarantee you, the next stop on this train is pedophilia.
Beck predicted that Hollywood will soon try to normalize pedophilia based on claims from actor Elijah Wood that child sex abuse is commonplace in the entertainment industry. Beck's comments were in response to Pennsylvania theme park Hershey Park's statement that guests could use whichever restroom corresponds to their gender identity. The bathroom issue became a topic of national discussion after North Carolina passed a law requiring people to use restrooms in government buildings based on the sex shown on their birth certificate. In response, President Obama later urged schools to allow students to use the bathroom that corresponds to their gender identity.
As you know, the Supreme Court decision on Friday in favor of same-sex marriage is controversial. Some people just don't like it. They don't believe in it. They don't think it's right. And one of the most common arguments you hear is, how do I explain this to my kids? And it's a good question. At the very least, it's a fair question. You wonder if children are sophisticated enough to wrap their head around something like this. So we went out in the street today to ask kids what they think and what they know. And here they are. Kids share their thoughts on same-sex marriage.
Could you tell me what gay marriage is?
It's when 2 men and 2 women get married.
So is it when 4 people get married?
No.
Could you tell us what gay marriage is?
I know nothing about that yet.
You don't know anything about it? Why would anyone want to get married?
Because they love each other and they just feel a connection, I believe.
Do you think it's a good thing?
Yeah.
Do you know what makes somebody gay?
Yeah.
What?
I got a broken leg.
No. When should 2 people get married?
In the afternoon.
That's a good time to get married. Do you know what marriage is?
Yes.
What is it?
It's when a husband and a wife get married.
So what do you think gay marriage is?
When a boy and a boy get married and a girl get married.
Oh, you're right. Do you think that's very hard to understand?
For some kids.
But not for you?
No, not really.
Do you think anybody should be able to get married?
If you're old enough.
Oh, you're very wise. Do you want to get married?
Yes.
When?
When I'm 30.
Why would someone want to get married?
Because they're pregnant.
Because they're pregnant? Could you tell us what gay marriage is?
Where a boy marries another boy.
Okay, and could it be when a girl meets or marries another girl?
No.
Just a boy meeting another boy?
Yeah.
Wow, what would it be called if a girl married another girl?
Lesbianism.
Do you think anybody should be able to get married if they want to?
Yes.
How come?
Well, because if they want to, they should be able to.
Would you want to get married?
Not really.
How come?
Because when you get married, the other person is entitled to any money the other person has.
So it's a financial issue for you?
Yeah.
I am Jimmy Kimmel. Thanks for watching.
People just need to get over it. There's worse things in the world than a boy dating a boy and a girl dating a girl.
So for this episode, we first want to ask you, do you know who these characters are?
Yeah. I don't know their names, but I know who they are.
I don't know their names, but I know that they're on, I think, Sesame Street.
Bert and Ernie.
I was a little kid once.
Oh! There was something on the news. The writer said that they were a gay couple.
So who are they to each other? What's their relationship?
Best friends.
Best friends?
Are they brothers?
I'm pretty sure they're brothers or best friends. I remember when I was little, they used to sleep in the same room. I really don't know. It's been so long.
So there have been people who have thought that the pair might actually be dating each other and are living together as a couple.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Maybe. Okay. That's... They should totally think about that for a kid's show.
In general, what do you think about that?
It didn't really matter to me when I was little because I knew they were puppets. I'm just a little shocked. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird how people think that now. I don't think little kids know about love yet.
It's really important that we open up to different things, and I think it's really cool that people would have that point of view on this.
Not tons of people expected it, and it's such a huge show to have that, and it's also for a younger audience. So kids from a really young age will get to be exposed to it and know about it. I don't see any problem with it. It's how they want to live, so let them live like that. There's nothing wrong because they're just people like all of us.
Why do you think they do get worked out? Because I even remember a time where we were talking about the old animated short In a Heartbeat, and you had some reservations about showing characters like that. Do you think it's important, though, to show people who are different?
Yes.
So why wouldn't you want to show these people who are different?
I have no idea. Some people don't really understand, like me. I don't really understand why it happens. It just happens.
So since then you felt differently? Do you think there should be gay characters in content that kids watch?
Not in every single show where it gets all crazy and boom, but maybe just a couple of them. Please, people, don't hate me on this. But that's my opinion. If it's a show that's trying to accept all backgrounds like Sesame Street, then I see no problem.
Well, last week, a lot of adults made this whole thing go viral, so we have a news report to show you.
Oh, wow.
Fishy, fishy, fishy! Bert and Ernie.
Bert and Ernie.
Created to show how different people could get along.
Wow! Ernie, that's terrific. Let me try, okay?
A part of Sesame Street since its 1969 inception.
1969?
I'm awfully fond of you.
I think I remember that.
These two Muppet roommates in knitwear have delighted generations of children and families. If I'm messy, you don't mind it. That's what friends are for.
Well, I mean, they do live together.
Are Bert and Ernie more than friends?
What
Question was
tells them
by a recent interview
that they're a couple? A lot of boys go fishing. A lot of them live in the same house.
Former Sesame Street writer Mark Saltzman on an LGBTQ website asked, "Were you thinking of Bert and Ernie as a gay couple?"
They're making a
who joined the
whole
show
big
in
thing
1984, responded in
out
part,
of a
"I always
child's
felt
show.
that without a
People
huge agenda."
these days.
When I was Saltzman, who joined the show in 1984, responded in part, "I always felt that without a huge agenda. When I was writing Bert and Ernie, they were."
So they were. Wow.
That's super cool.
When I was writing Bert and Ernie, they were.
So it's been proved.
Oh, so that theory is proved.
Saltzman's recollection set it off on social media.
Really?
Reaction Tuesday included this from Muppeteer Frank Oz, who created Bert and Ernie, to showcase his comedic chemistry with Muppet founder
This is
Jim
very
Henson.
interesting.
It's fine that he feels they are. They're not, of course.
Okay, so they're not. But are they?
Does it really matter?
No, it doesn't really matter. No, it does not matter. I think that's good. That Frank Oz said that.
And brought responses from Sesame Workshop, the first declaring in part that Bert and Ernie, quote, remain puppets and do not have a sexual orientation.
Yeah, they're
Later,
just
an
puppets.
updated statement
Yeah, they're
saying
puppets.
That, quote,
What else
Sesame
can they
Street is
do?
like Ernie after a sleepless night, we'll dance ourselves to sleep. That topic has been put to bed.
I think it's pretty cool that they're also doing a news thing on it. I think it's important. I think that's good.
They're making this whole big deal out of a Muppet show for like 4-year-olds. I've seen a lot of like cartoons on Nickelodeon start to add gay couples, like the Loud House. Seems like it's a big deal, but if you really, really think about it, I don't think it's a huge deal. People have different opinions, so maybe they should just kind of settle it and people would go on based of their belief and not start a whole big media fad about it.
People just need to get over it. There's worse things in the world than a boy dating a boy and a girl dating a girl. There really are.
Well, after they released the previous statement, Sesame Workshop released a second statement, and we have that for you to read now.
Okay. Sesame Street has always stood for inclusion and acceptance. It's a place where people of all cultures and backgrounds are welcome.
If they did say that they were a gay couple, they might get a lot of backlash from people who don't agree with that. But if they say that they aren't, then people probably won't agree to that. Like, why can't they be? So I feel like if it's up for interpretation, it might be better for the company.
Bert and Ernie were created to be best friends and to teach young children that people can get along with those who are very different from themselves.
This is a kid's show. I don't think they should really be talking about this. Like, how are 3-year-olds gonna can tell if some people are best friends or they're gay? It doesn't matter if they're gay or not. They're still just puppets that have a personality.
Oh, are Bert and Ernie gay in Sesame Street?
Who cares? You need to care about the law, people. Care about the government. Care about the army. Care about your entire nation.
And why do they care if they are gay? It's just a children's show. We're all human beings. You don't have to like a person. You just have to respect them.
To me, that feels like they're kind of putting the idea away. Honestly, if people want to believe Bert and Ernie were dating, then believe Bert and Ernie were dating.
So before we talk more about this, what do you think about adults making such a big deal out of this show for kids?
I think it's kind of dumb. This is not worth an argument. Just forget it. It's a children's show.
It's made for children to teach them stuff, not for grown-ups to go about saying,
"Are they gay?" It's a show. Their kids won't really understand it until they're older. Always adults make big deals out of anything. No offense.
It's kind of dumb.
They're making this big, giant deal over a child's show, and the children that watch it don't even care if they're gay or not. They just want to watch a show.
The world's changing at a very fast rate, and I think for grown-ups who maybe grew up in a different time and era, who lived with different rules, think that this might be a little weird, but to us kids, this is our era. This is what we're going through right now.
So Sesame Street premiered in 1969, meaning that people who are currently 54 years old might have watched the premiere when they were kids and are still watching the show today.
What? That's crazy how like 2 whole generations could be like watching it together.
Do you think it's important for a popular kids show like Sesame Street to have characters who are both gay and not gay, or no?
I think it is important. If somebody is gay and they're watching it, then sometimes maybe they'll feel offended that there's normally not gay or people like that in the show. So it's fair to include both.
Yes, they should. They should incorporate all types of couples.
I actually do think that's kind of important to show relationships, how they feel about each other.
Kids should know these things and not grow up to be like, that's weird and ew. No, they should be like, okay with that, and I think that's great. It really doesn't make sense if they're like, oh, it's like, oh, the Muppets, we're not gonna pay attention to that when Kermit and Piggy are like dating. And then we start going nuts if the people in Sesame Street, 2 of them are gay.
If a kid who's maybe feeling a certain way and doesn't want to talk about it, maybe sees Sesame Street with a gay couple, maybe they'll be like, okay, like I can talk about this with my parents, or I can open up, like I can be brave, I can talk about this. It's okay to like a different sex, it's okay.
It's fine if they do have characters that, I feel like you don't have to like make a character gay just because so you can get like more popularity. I don't think that's a good idea, but like if you really want your story to be about that and it adds to the character and you want it, not just for popularity, I think it could definitely be a good idea. And if you're a kids show, it exposes it to kids so they understand it from a young age. They don't really need to know about these kind of things yet. They shouldn't be learning this until they're like 9 or 10. It's okay for you to have a crush on someone and like them and just like, but you should wait until you're like a little older.
Okay. Do you think that it's okay for kids to learn about straight relationships?
Well, maybe.
Okay. Why would it be any different if it's a gay relationship?
If it was a gay relationship, I think it's okay. Basically, it's actually okay because then children know that if you're like a boy and you're a boy, it's okay.
There's not really that many gay characters in kids shows. Can you think of any gay characters in the shows that you watch?
What? No.
I don't think so.
I don't really think so.
I can't think of actually any.
No, I can't think of any.
I know The Loud House had some gay characters. I know Steven Universe did. Marcus Ladybug. I watched it, I'm like, hey, I see no problem with these 2 boys liking each other. They both have similar personalities.
Voltron, Legendary Defender, there's a bunch of rumors going on about there's a gay couple in that. Oh, Star vs. the Forces of Evil, I watch that show all the time. It's like a concert scene and they're like in the concert and then like it's like a love song and everybody kisses and they had a bunch of like girls kissing girls and guys kissing guys and I thought that was awesome. From like the moment I saw that I was like, that's awesome, that's really cool of Disney XD to do that.
The Loud House. At the end of the show, Lincoln Loud's best friend said, I'm so glad that I have 2 best dads in the world. I think that meant that even if you don't have a mom or even if you don't have a dad, it's still okay because they're still your parents.
Why do you think that adults who make kids shows don't usually showcase gay characters in TV shows?
Probably because they don't think that kids would understand it. They generally think kids are dumb.
They are scared of getting a lot of backlash from it, and I feel like they don't want it to like ruin their whole show just so they can have the representation. But personally, I feel like it would give their show more popularity because of course they're gonna get hate from it, but a lot of people are gonna start watching the show because they have that. They want their kids to be straight, not gay, because maybe the parents think it's just wrong for them. But hey, they've never been gay, but I've never been lesbian, but I understand the point because a lot of kids probably hate gay people and it's kind of sad because they're humans too. They should be kind. Like, they shouldn't hate on anybody. No one really deserves to be hated unless they're like really, really bad people.
Adults are scared. This is foreign to them, and a lot of people are having a hard time right now accepting that maybe gay marriage is legal. And I think it's awful that kids feel like they can't open up about what they're feeling to their parents. Your parents should always be the most important thing in your life. And everybody always thinks kids can't do things because we're kids. No, we can do anything. We're the future generation. This is an important topic that all kids should be able to listen and question and talk about.
So finally, as a kid, do you think that there should be more characters who are gay and diverse in shows for kids?
I definitely do. 100%. Kids need to know these things. Just, they need to. It's part of their world.
Yes, to show more of a relationship.
Yes, because there's literally no gay characters in any shows that I watch. It's just like embarrassing for those people that are gay.
I think so, because that way more kids can see it And so it isn't as such like a strange thing when you get older, you know? Because there are a lot of gay people in the world, so when you're older, you're not like, what is this thing I haven't been exposed to for my whole life?
Of course, yes. No matter if we watch shows with gay couples in them or not, we're still gonna think about these things and we're still gonna question. We're kids, we're gonna question things. That's what we do. We're curious. It's important that us kids grow up knowing that everybody is included.